Rise and shine, you guys. All right, we are 9 degrees and 44 minutes with the moon in Cancer. Today is Monday, it's December 16th. It is 7 a.m. on the dot. Okay, it's Monday, Moon's Day. So the moon is in its domicile here on its Moon's Day. Let's see what's going on with the Sabian symbol. 10 degrees. A large diamond not completely cut. Okay, so are you in training? It says training. To have any chance of realization, the seeker must undergo serious, committed training in the hands of a good teacher, undergoing intense training in self-improvement. We can copy experts and we can move forward intuitively, but if we are to take seriously our journey from rough stone to polished, sparkling diamond, then we must be transformed at the hands of a master, if we can actually find a real one. To become a master, we need to be trained in mastery, and this typically requires diligence, tenacity, willingness to endure, and a healthy measure of humility. All right, so we are at the 26th degree of the sun in Sagittarius, and it looks like we're moving towards the 26th degree. A flag bearer. All right, so self-surrender to the calls. For the few, it is possible to devote oneself so completely to an ideal that one is willing to put aside selfish concerns totally. When a group forms, and as its members become increasingly identified as its members, what occurs is the development of group consciousness. This process includes the definition of... All right, you guys, sorry about that. So it says when a group forms and its members become increasingly identified as its members, what occurs is the development of group consciousness. This process includes the definition of the scope of that group and also its essence, the core principle that defines its substance and its goals. These are the essential aspects of the meaning of the group and are epitomized by its name and banner. The flag is the essence symbol of the group, and the person who is awarded and accepts the role as the flag bearer takes on both the responsibility of rallying the members and the consequent risk of being a vulnerable target. In such a position in life, it is safer to be humble. Okay, welcome in, you guys. So self-surrendering to the calls, and again with the moon in Cancer, speaking of being in training. All right, let's get into the runes. Not that one. All right. Let's get a deck out here. All right. Let's see what's going on. All right, so Wunjo just came flying out. Welcome there. Good morning. Rise and shine, everybody. All right, so Wunjo. Joy, comfort, pleasure, fellowship, harmony, prosperity, ecstasy, glory, spiritual rewards, but also the possibility of going over the top. Let's take a look at other meanings for Wunjo. All right, so Wunjo is the 8th rune. I've been promising myself that I was going to write down the numbers of runes on these cards so I could remember. So this is the 8th rune. It says, Wunjo lets you enjoy the basic pleasures of life. It represents happiness, satisfaction, and well-being. This rune predicts a period of calm and peace. All right, so today may be a little peaceful day. Here it's raining where I am. My body feels drained, I know that. Welcome in, Tina. Welcome in, Dixie, Thomas, George, Manuela. All right, let's see what's the challenge for today. All right, we have Thorasaz. Reactive force and directive force of destruction and defense, conflict, instinctual will, vital eroticism, regenerative catalyst, and a tendency toward change. All right, so Thorasaz. So this is the third rune. It says Thorasaz is ruled by Thor, the god of thunder. Awesome. I just said it was raining outside. Although it does offer protection, this rune asks for caution. So some important decision will be heading your way, and you need to wait for the right moment to act. Okay. So it's speaking about you being in the energy of joy and comfort. All right. It speaks about spiritual rewards coming through, but also about your basic pleasures and what's keeping you in the energy of calm and peace. Something will change, though, with this energy pertaining to where you direct your force and what is the reactive force of some sort of conflict or something that's meant to be directed in your way as destruction. Being on a defense, possibly. I don't know. Let's see. Othala. Inherited property or possessions, a house, a home. What is truly important to one, group order and group prosperity. So Othala is going to be the very last rune, 24th rune. And it says here, the last rune represents material goods and heritage. This heritage can be physical or character traits. Old people and old friends can come into your life to give you advice and help you out. Okay? So 8, 3, and 4. I'm also seeing we have Libra and Scorpio energy here, Leo's energy, and Gemini's energy. Let's see what's going on. Down at the bottom of the deck is Lagoose. All right, so flower. I said it. It says flow, but I said flower. I don't see a flower here at all. I said it. Flow, water, sea, a fertility source, the healing power of renewal, life energy and organic growth, imagination, and psychic matters with Taurus's energy. All right, so Lagoose is going to be the 21st rune. Again, Taurus's energy. Flowers. This is a one more feminine rune. Maybe that's why I said it. Right, this is one more feminine rune. It relates to our intuition and imagination. You will easily feel connected to the divine and being able to handle anything. Okay. Welcome in, you guys. All right, let's get shuffled up. You're a Scorpio sun and Sagittarius rising. Well, I'm a Sagittarius rising and a Scorpio rising in Vedic astrology. All right, let's see what's going on with Wunjo here. Libra and Scorpio energy. So in Libra's energy, the transits that are happening there are the South Node. We've got Vesta, which is the asteroid of spirituality. We have Lilith, all right, which is the asteroid of power. All right, and vengeance. We've got Leo here, where Mars is currently retrograding. We've got Gemini here, where Jupiter is currently retrograding. And in Taurus, we've got Uranus that is retrograding. So 1, 2, 3 energies of retrograde In Scorpio, we have the asteroid of partnerships and marriage, which is Juno. Yeah. All right. So, being that these two are close together and it speaks about spiritual rewards coming through, this could possibly be the asteroids of partnership and marriage. All right. Including that of Vesta, all about spirituality. It's coming out with the Three of Swords, which is that of devotion. Okay, Saturn in Libra energy. So again, speaking about Vesta's energy, which is all about sacrifice and devotion. All right, it's more of a very feminine type of energy because it has a lot to do with the home and comforts. Okay, but it shows in tarot as the Three of Swords. So maybe you're feeling a sense of heartbreak or pain or something that may be taking you more so out of your comfort zone. Maybe this has to do with you sacrificing and devoting what you do in your time for work. All right. Eight of Pentacles. Judgment is here. Pluto's energy. Okay. So Pluto is currently in Aquarius. That will be speaking of some sort of like ascension, an awakening. All right. Heavy on an elevated state of your higher self. We have the Ten of Wands, which is Saturn in Sagittarius' energy. Speaks about fulfillment and what you're doing here, even if it carries a heavy load or a heavy responsibility. We've got Capricorn's energy here with the Devil. It speaks about long-term stability, career. All right. Has a lot to do with your reputation, the stability, your divine masculine energy. Overall, it rules the 10th house. So having a lot to do with your aspirations in life. And then we've got the Two of Wands here with Mars and Aries, which is all about where you're directing force for the near future. Okay. Whatever this is, I'm seeing heavy like Saturn, Pluto energy here, which are the majors. All right, the Devil, Saturn, Pluto over Judgment. There could be something that's transforming right now that requires lots of like discipline. All right, it could be that it requires for you to put in a lot of hard work, because I'm seeing that. Maybe you have to like, again, master a skill. Maybe you are in some sort of training, as the Sabian symbol is speaking about. Okay. And it requires your devotion. It requires consistency. It requires, you know, perseverance, ambition, drive, whatever you want to call it. It could be very painful because maybe you do have to kind of like isolate yourself or separate yourself from others, from any negative attachments or codependencies or, you know, things that may draw you away from your comfort. All right. Let's see. So here we have a Knight of Cups. This is a younger Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. And again, this would be seen in tarot as like a dating card. All right. Juno, again, which is the asteroid of partnerships and bonding and things like that. There could be someone that's surrounding your energy right now that's walking you through this process. All right, it could be that of a close connection that you feel emotionally or intimately. Doesn't necessarily have to be that this person is romantic. Okay, let's see. The Tower. So some sort of unexpected changes here that leads to a new beginning. All right, I'm seeing here Mars, Uranus, Saturn, Pluto. Those are very strong forced planets. Uranus causes chaos to bring in a brand new beginning. Pluto does the same thing. It kind of like destructs to rebuild. Saturn is again the planet of discipline, structure, authority. And then we have Mars here, which is the planet of action. All right, so there's something happening here with the change that's surrounding your joy and your comfort and your spiritual rewards that come with you disciplining yourself with that energy. Let's look at Thor Sass, where reactive force and directive force of destruction and defense being having to deal with conflict, and it speaks about a tendency towards change through regenerative catalysts. It's like the catalyst for change, the regeneration of like the transforming, energies of Pluto. So this one here is in Leo's energy, okay? And that's where Mars is sitting now in retrograde. Let's take a look. All right, so we've got the Six of Pentacles here. That is the Moon in Taurus energy. So it's kind of like what you put out there is what you get right back. What you focus on is what's being directed right back to you. This could be like learning new skills. We've got Leo energy here with the Strength card. All right, so that just speaks about what you're loyal to, speaks about your determination. We've got the Hierophant here again, Taurus's energy. It could be on your studies and how you're being trained by a master. This energy would be someone that's very wise. All right. Sits in a position of and or has the knowledge of the elevation process. That's what it feels like. Welcome in, you guys. And the Six of Swords speaks about going through a transition. All right, doing something very original, utilizing the intellect to continue to move forward on this journey. All right. Now, again, this is all the challenge here. Now, the World card is here. This will be like the completion of a cycle. Successfully closing out a chapter in your life, starting a new one. All right, that is Saturnian. All right, so it's speaking about a specific chapter closing out. And then we've got the energy of the sun. There's heavy Leo energy here as well as heavy like Taurus energy here. And I'm seeing that Saturnian energy are like overlooking these specific areas. This is all fixed energy. So this would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and whatever's happening in those specific areas and where a tendency towards change is meant to happen. All right, and where a transition is taking place. So it's kind of given this energy of remaining determined, remaining loyal, persevering towards what the change is, this elevation of energy. And the change that this is meant to bring in once this cycle closes out is supposed to be part of your happiness, your joy, your contentment, your peace, right? Like major changes. And again, the Six of Pentacles is given that equal give and take, the reactive force and the directive force. Okay. What else do we need to see here with Gemini's energy with Othala? And where inherited property is of significance here. So whether this be group order or group prosperity, it could be whatever it is that are your spiritual gifts, all right, where you're directing your attention and how you're coming up with this energy of change is where it's leading you in the near future. So the Ten of Swords, there could be an ending of a chapter, okay, that's going to close out here. Very difficult chapter. Normally the swords are lots of mental, okay? Anxieties, stress, feeling trapped, having fear, many different things. The Nine of Cups is here. All right, so finally you get this like wish fulfillment that comes through for you. Yeah, heavy on the wish fulfillment. It's like clarifying the energy. Let's see. So it looks like someone's getting ready to walk away here. Oh. The Page of Swords to the Ace of Swords. Again, heavy on the mental. There could be lessons that needed to be learned. There could be someone going back to school. All right. It could be the heightening of knowledge that is gained while going through this process. Someone gaining clarity, having some sort of breakthrough. The Two of Swords is here as well. But then this person also feels like they're at a crossroads. Like, again, a decision needing to be made. Let's see. We've got the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands. There may be this energy of like, I'm going after this passion and a lot of people don't approve. Okay? Because if it comes to what's changing in your life, it obviously is going to affect the group of people that you're surrounded by. And it looks like if you're going through a very difficult ending in the mental state and going after your wish fulfillment, and what that is of gaining enlightenment, gaining clarity about whatever this path is that you more so didn't have clarity about before. Now you're making a decision to go after a specific passion and it's causing drama or challenges for you. Five of Wands, right? So now it goes to Lagus's energy, and where again it speaks about it being a feminine room that relates to your intuition and your imagination, and where you feel connected more so to the divine, and where you can handle anything and or the challenges that come your way. Here it speaks about your psychic matters. So this can be like heightened intuition. This can be the energy of you feeling like you have healing powers. All right. It's your fertility source. So whatever, especially when the moon is in Cancer, it's tapped into its domicile. It's feminine energy. All right. So let's see. The King of Cups. So that's heavy water energy, Piscean energy. And that's where we have the other planet that's in its domicile. That will be Neptune, that rules over all about imagination and psychic matters. And the energy of heightened intuition. All right. Spirituality. However you want to look at it. Expressing the energy of love. Right, we've got the Five of Pentacles. So obviously your values are going to be different than other people's values. Understand? So from the from Five of Pentacles, you get to the 10. So it shows this energy of growth, long-term success even. All right, it kind of gives this energy of like building a legacy surrounding your psychic matters, being able to heal other people that are going through difficulties, maybe things that you've had to separate from and move away from, and how you stepped into this transformative state where you were able to, let's just say, grow. by disciplining yourself, by cutting yourself off of, let's just say, materialistic things. All right. Remaining strong and resilient in going after your goals. Tapping into gaining knowledge about religious matters, spirituality, whatever's your flow. Nobody, judges you on what your beliefs are. And then once you complete this chapter, it's like you have this sense of happiness within, where you're able to reflect that out to other people. All right. Over this way, you can kind of see that it's like you're outside of yourself at this point. You've tapped into your higher self by continuing to work hard on what you've been devoted to, right? And then once you gain clarity, it causes conflict surrounding your environment, and where, again, that reactive force is more so like destruction for other people. That's what it feels like. All right. But it's like you made change, big change. It's almost like legacy change. All right. With just fixing yourself, it could fix that of like a broken family type of energy. So it gives this energy of temperance, and where you're more balanced and patient and healed, okay, just by going after and sticking with your wish fulfillment. Empress. All right, so it's like you birthed yourself new. You have other creative ideas. You're able to start things that are more grounding in your energy. All right. And it's all because you tapped into that energy of your wish fulfillment. All right. Very deep energy that brings you in a success or a win, or this energy of feeling celebrated. You know what I mean? Like you've completed a specific chapter in your life. I love it. It feels amazing. It feels like you've elevated overall. And it has a lot to do with, it started off with the feminine. The feminine normally is the one that needs to be more nurturing and caring and loving and all about their spirituality. And, my mom always told me that women mature a lot faster than men. All right. So imagine us within, and where we have to balance this masculine and feminine energy, and you starting off with the masculine is what I saw. Saturn, Pluto, Mars. Who else was here? We saw Uranus, which could be a very tough planet as well, right? So having to get with your smarts, having to be fearless, having to have the power and the endurance to go after what it is that you desire. It brought this energy about you, where it allowed you to tap into, gaining clarity, so that you would be able to just kind of soothe down and say, okay, I've gained perspective. I've grown. I'm in abundance and prosperity now, and I have that to give to others. Voila, right? So that's what I feel this is saying here. All right, let's clear this out. I'll have to cut it short very much in like 10 minutes probably. I gotta take my daughter to school. Yeah, but this energy feels different. It feels good. All right. Feels let's see what we have hiding here. Yeah. It's like you've gone through a transformation just by learning how to collaborate and work with others. Even if you felt that you weren't able to see clearly what was up ahead of you because of all the illusions or the confusion, it's like you still were able to tap into your happily ever after. All right. With the Ten of Cups, and feel emotionally fulfilled. Being open to forgiveness, even if you're in the middle of deception and uncertainty. Okay. And making progress when it comes to building that firm foundation. All right, this is like a home card. What were we seeing? We were seeing Otala, all right, about the inherited property or possessions, a house, a home, what is truly important to one, group order or group prosperity. And this can just be the energy of, let's just say, your inheritance, your roots, and what you were able to tap into when you were able to just kind of disconnect and tap into that energy of what was before you, right? All the lessons that you were meant to learn here while you were in training. Okay. So that's what it says. To have any chance of realization, the seeker must undergo serious, committed training in the hands of a good teacher. All right. And what was the other one? We were looking at Sagittarius. And self-surrendering to the cause. I like it. I like it. I love it. All right, you guys. Let's get... Where's my deck? All right, I don't see it. I'm curious to see what'll come out of the Citadel deck. I haven't pulled from this. Normally, I do my community chats and I pull from this deck. But I haven't in a couple days. Let's see what the energy is coming out with here. So this specific deck speaks about, it's like a fantasy deck, but it does speak about like a community of people, and specifically starting off with those that are in school. Okay, so let's see what comes out. I believe it is split by the elements of water, air, fire, and earth. So this energy kind of feels like you're right at home. You belong where you are. You're mastering your skill pertaining to your training. Even if you're moving at a slower pace, everyone's not going to be, you know, on the same level. But it's your perseverance that's driving you towards the change that's happening in your life. You said you've had training for 16 years. Welcome and stuff. Richard, can I teach you the runes? I honestly have to continue to learning the runes. I can't teach you something I don't know. I master by continuing to do my craft every day. All right, tapping in with the runes. I always look online too to get more insight. Let's see. So we've got the Hunter here with sure-footedness and predestination. Right, so maybe this was something that was predestined to happen on your path. We've got the Miser, so stubbornness and inflexibility. All right, so maybe you were a little stubborn at first and inflexible, not willing to adapt to the changes that were required for this predestined path. And then we've got the Walker, the unknown and a journey. This would be like you taking a leap of faith and going out there and doing what it is that is being called here for you. The Tailor on the bottom of the deck says attention to detail and the energy of pride. All right, let's read them through. All right, so the Hunter's here. Sunlight dapples the forest floor, and from the shaded, ferny depths, a white stag emerges. Nearby, a shadowy figure pauses, and a bowstring draws back with a creak. The Hunter is a patient person capable of following their prey for days at a time. Eyes always on the tracks before them. By not looking up, they never appreciate the beauty of the forest around them. But that doesn't matter so long as they reach their quarry, right? It's time to put your head down and block out all distractions. The forest may be beautiful, but stopping to admire the view won't get you any closer to your goal. You are the Hunter right now. The path is clear and your prey is within sight. No matter how tempting slowing down for a moment might seem, now is not the time. Maintain your focus and determination to complete your task. In reverse, it says, in the reverse position, the advice of the upright card still applies. However, this is a warning to keep an eye on the balance of things. If you only ever focus on your quarry, you'll spend the whole life unaware that the forest exists. You haven't stopped to appreciate your surroundings recently, so take a breather. Let's get a card on this. So this is about you not being distracted off of your path. Wow. Thank you, Tina. Looks like Richard just wants some attention this morning. We gave it to him, though, so let him have his moment. All right, the Hunter is coming out with the 7 of Swords. It's your strategy. All All right, to remain focused. Notice how this person has this hat over his head. All right, head down. It's like, don't worry about all the other distractions or whatever is happening surrounding, like someone being deceptive or someone just trying to, cause you to go off your path. Pretty much is what it's saying. We've got the miser here. I see a big thumbprint. Okay. It says, a store stands open for business, yet no customers wait inside. A figure sits counting their coins, ignoring anyone who approaches them. They should be celebrating their success, but it is easier to hide behind a wall and block out anyone who tries to help. The miser is incapable of realizing they are the cause of their own problems. They justify their unhappiness by blaming others for their own faults. Unwilling to work with others for fear of being outshone, their actions are irrational and indicative. I can never say that word right. Take it as it resonates. Indicative, there we go. Indicative of a lack of belief in themselves. Deep inside, there is a miser in all of us. Rather than letting yourself become consumed with selfishness and the inability to admit your mistakes, exercise some empathy and put yourself in someone else's shoes. That difficult decision has two sides to it, so look at it from the other side and you'll find a happy compromise to be made. This is bringing me back to the equal give and take. What was it? The Thor Saz energy, and where the reactive force and directive force of change is what's meant to come in. So maybe someone's being stubborn and inflexible at this time. So in reverse, it says there is an authoritative power in your life who is causing a sense of oppression and discomfort, creating difficulties and the need to dominate others and control each situation. This power may be even you. The structures that have been put in place to provide stability have become rigid and controlling and aren't benefiting anyone anymore. Accept that changing the way it's always been done isn't always a negative thing. All right, so someone around you is being stubborn. Maybe it's because they want control of a situation. Or maybe this is you. You're inflexible and not willing to adapt to whatever changes are necessary. Let's see what's happening here. All right, so I've got the moon in Aquarius here over the Hunter card. Let's see who comes out as the miser. I'm feeling like Aquarius's energy here twice because I do have the Walker speaking about stepping into the unknown. That would be the Fool card. So Uranus's energy. The miser is coming out as the Page of Wands. All right, so maybe this is you because it spoke in the reading about you going after a specific passion. Let's get into the Walker. It says, like their sibling, the Pilgrim, the Walker is bound to an eternity of journeys. The Walker constantly seeks new experiences and the unknowing nature of transition, an air of sadness ever on their heels. Whatever they're searching for or whatever they're running from, they haven't yet found their answer. A sense of regret seems to be coloring everything lately, sucking away the joy of the journey. Perhaps you have been forced to leave something behind in order to move forward. Or maybe it's the result of circumstances beyond your control. Whatever it is, this pain is necessary to a point. Rather than wallowing in this self-punishment, shed that regret and move on. In reverse, it says you've been trying to move towards a new future for a while, but something keeps making you look back to the past. Unlike the upright meaning of this card, this isn't something you can simply leave behind. You need to take the time to really address the problem. Perhaps you're questioning whether you need to move on at all, or perhaps there's something unresolved holding you back. Whatever the reason, it's time to do something about it. All right, so let's see what's happening with the energy of the Walker. The Three of Wands. The Hermit. All right, so this speaks about making progress, waiting for your ships to come in, and you could definitely be in like this Hermit energy. All right, so under the Hermit is your passion. That's why you're waiting for your ships to come in. So if you feel that there's this spark of you being on the right journey and keeping your head down and remaining determined and being ambitious about that, it's like at some point you'll have some sort of break here. Let's see. It's coming through with the Tailor. Speaking of paying attention to details and pride. It says the store is dark, the walls lined with endless boxes that house a wealth of beautiful dresses and suits. At the back of the store is lit by a single lantern. A half finished robe is stretched across the frame. Hunched before the magnificent garment, the tailor labors at his work of love, nimble fingers embroidering a spellbinding design into the silk. It is this passion and dedication that has made them so successful, but from the tremble in their fingers, it seems as though it won't be long before overexhaustion catches up with them. You need the charger? Here. It says your dedication to your passion has served you well, and you're finally starting to reap the benefits of your hard work. Allow yourself to stop and take pride in what you've done rather than throwing yourself headfirst at the next thing. It's important to acknowledge your achievements in order to understand the depths of your own abilities. So, in reverse, it says some sort of imbalance in your life is making it feel as though no matter what you try, nothing makes any great difference. You're not seeing any results, no matter how many hours you put in or how hard you work. Trying to force it can end up being counterproductive. Step back, focus on what's causing the imbalance, and come back to it later. All right, so this could be the pressure surrounding you of people wanting to take you off your path. Again, you dealing with the stubborn person. Let's see. It feels like you're trapped, to be honest. This is Jupiter and Gemini's energy. What did I just say came out as Gemini's energy? The inherited property or possession, a house, a home, what is truly important to one, group order and group prosperity. Maybe everyone isn't on your path, all right, or understanding that of where you feel that you belong. Just may be that way. All right, so from the Seven of Swords and where you started and where you were like predestined to be on this path, to keep your head down, to stay focused, it's coming up here with the Eight of Swords. All right, and then heavy towards the energy of your passion and waiting for that to come back around or to come in for you, okay, as you continue to make progress. All right, let's get this put away. So is there any advice here that we need to see pertaining to this journey? Let's do the soul's journey. So happiness, interesting. All right, the very first card that came out was about your joy, your comfort, your happiness, your spiritual rewards. And it says, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So what sparks your heart space? Because this is what I'm seeing here with this green. Okay, green is all about the air signs, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We had Libra come out, we had Gemini come out. And we were speaking about how Pluto is transforming in the sign of Aquarius. All right, so whatever keeps you happy, you guys, I mean, speak that into your existence. Obviously, if you're working with the universe and you're allowing your life to transform, it's just the beginning. Pluto just stepped into Aquarius. It's going to be a journey, right? It's not going to be something that happens from one day to the next. And if you're surrounded by people that don't actually support you and where you're directing your force so that you can receive that same reaction, then those aren't the people that you're meant to be around, is what I feel this is saying. Okay. You have a very stubborn person that normally doesn't allow things in their life to change, that is surrounding your energy right now. And if that person has not one innovative bone in their body to change at all, and it could be you, I don't know, it could be you, but it's affecting your overall energy, your aura. Look at that. It's affecting your peace. All right. It says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. You cannot control other people. You can only control yourself, right? So someone may be being dishonest with you. I've got honesty on the bottom of the deck, and it says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. All right. So I'm seeing, what's this? All upper chakras. Once you get to the heart, you get to obviously the throat and then all the way to the crown. Okay. Something about your upper chakras here. So you're elevating, you're ascending, obviously, due to how you've disciplined yourself. Someone else is not on the right path here or doesn't want to support your journey. Okay. So acceptance. It says, I am learning that accepting the things that I cannot change. And again, you can't change other people. You can't. You can only focus on yourself. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And normally those things that you can't change are things that you have to release, right? So I feel that there's some sort of tower moment that may hit a chapter in your life that may close because of the journey that you're on at this time. And it might feel lonely at the top. That's normally what they say, right? It says, I know that I am never alone. Obviously, if you're tapped in with spirituality, you have your support team there that uplifts you. Okay. That's interesting. Because every woman on this card is holding that of a row of candles. How many candles are here? I'm curious to see. There's 13 candles on each row of what this woman is holding up. So that is like the energy of the light. The 13th card is the death card. It speaks about transformation, the death and the rebirth. Imagine how many women have gone through this pattern. Not just women. I could be speaking to a man too, but just imagine how many people you can change by just saying, listen, this is the way that I've disciplined myself. This is how I remain strong and persevere to my goals. And this is what I'm stepping away from so that I can be in the energy of my happiness, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that, like the world card. Okay. The world is in the women, in the center of all of these women. So again, it could be lonely at the top. All right, so just kind of forgive those that possibly don't understand your pathway, why you're doing something. All right, why you've created what you've created for yourself, because I'm being drawn to like the solar plexus energy here. If your creativity is tapped in with that of your understanding, because I'm seeing the purple being the crown chakra and where you've ascended, then let that just be that, right? It says here, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So you can't resent those that don't understand your path. It's going to block the flow of the love that you're meant to give to yourself and to others. All right, so we have indecision here. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. I find this interesting because this for me is more of like an indigo energy, and where your third eye is illuminated, but you may feel indecisive because you don't feel grounded. This root chakra energy in the red feels like that of your stability, your security, your foundation, your family, your finances. All right. It feels as if you're on the wrong path, but you're not, because spirit will come in and bring you spiritual rewards so that you can make it through. You know what I mean? If you feel that you're on the right path and you have to accept the fact that others don't support it, let them remove themselves. Or you remove yourself from that situation. All right. That's what I'm feeling. You might feel indecisive. And where your third eye is like illuminated, it's giving you visions. You're able to tap in to these, intuitive gifts that you have. And then you're kind of like, hey, but what about, where my roots are? That's what it's giving me. What about my roots? All right. One more. We've got worry. All right, so I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. It's not for you to be worried. Down at the bottom, regret. All right, I cannot change the past. I know that I cannot change the past. So you've already set yourself on this path here. I see heavy purples and blues, all upper chakras. And from the sacral and the heart, it's because you're creating what you love. That's what I feel this is. All right. Let's get a crystal out here. Lithium quartz is here with harmoniousness, peacefulness, joyful, interconnectedness. The number 33. Let's take a look. All right, lithium quartz. It says, becoming still calms the activity in our heads and puts us back in touch with our bodies, our spirits, and the conscious universe. Lithium quartz spirit appears with a reminder to get quiet and recognize that you have within you all that you need. You just need to amplify some of the qualities that can bring you a sense of joy and fulfillment by giving them quiet, calm attention. Overstimulation can be distracting, so refresh yourself with some time spent in or around nature or nature's creatures. Whether it's a furry, warm animal or a pond with fish swimming happily, retrain your senses to recognize that all is well when you are tuned in to the rhythms of the earth and aware of the interconnectedness, the water in the sky, yourself in the ground beneath your feet, the breeze and the birds flying from tree to tree. Turn your face to the sun, recognizing that just as you drink in its rays, you are always drinking in the pure joy and love available to you from the conscious universe. Today is a day for experiencing peacefulness, harmony, and happiness. In relationships, it says peacefulness in partnerships comes from being willing to trust that there is more than one day to make things happen, more than one way to think or act. Just as in nature, you can partner with another who brings strengths to places where you are weak, even as you do the same. We are meant to support each other in our healing and growth, balancing each other, which is why opposites so often attract. Let yourself appreciate the harmoniousness that arises when you allow yourself to be different from another, yet unified in love and joyful interconnectedness. So your prosperity message says, harmoniousness means agreements on a common foundation, and when lithium quartz spirit arrives, it is asking you to see how much you benefit from complementary partners as you build your wealth and co-create a sense of security in this world. We are all interconnected and all can bring joy, love, healing, and trust to the spaces that we share. When we do, our natural prosperity is amplified as evidenced by the changes that are happening in our outer conditions. Today, do your part to let go of old fears of not having enough. Instead, bring peace to the table so that all may enjoy prosperity. Lithium quartz can be used in meditation to release attachment to a specific outcome or even just held in the hand to calm frayed nerves. Having one on the nightstand or tucked into a pillowcase can assist those who have difficulty sleeping during an overactive mind. And that's what I was feeling overall when it comes to the inherited property energy. Who was that, Othala? Yes. It was giving all of this like heavy anxiety pertaining to like the swords. Okay, so overthinking a situation. Try to remain happy. Open up yourself to forgiveness. All right, remain in the energy of peace. Be honest with yourselves about things that you know you cannot change the outcome to. Okay, accept what is. If you feel lonely, know that you are not alone. And if you feel indecisive, allow yourself to tap into your intuition so that you're guided on the right path. I love you guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.